Hey kids, it's Erica. We're going to be shopping for a wishlist plant today, and I'm probably going to unbox it later on this video, so stay tuned for that. But the plant that we're looking for here on Etsy is a Philodendron Gloriosum, which has been one of my highest wishlist plants for like 2 years now. So I'm so excited to finally take a look at what they got here. First thing that I want to do when I'm on here is to filter for United States, because there is a time and place for international plants, but right now it's winter time. I don't trust that at all, and shipping can be awful. Right off the bat, I'm seeing $300 extra large Gloriosum. And I'm kind of leaning towards wanting to get a big plant like this. Like, this is so beautiful, because the whole point of me being in love with this plant is because of these giant, amazing leaves. Look at this. And I'm not gonna be paying $300 again. I already bought my $300 Albo, and that was a little bit too much for me. But I am thinking around like the $100 or $200 range, like under $200 for sure. That's my budget for today, under $200. So that one's a little bit over budget, and I mean with shipping and everything. So these are all ads, but let's see right here. $145 with free shipping. I am liking this one. We're gonna keep this option here. It has 4 leaves, it's $145. I don't really care how long it takes. Oh, so I'm seeing here a bad review, but it seems like the plant is not what they wanted. Let's see. Oh my gosh, like this one, but it's $245. I cannot, unfortunately, do $245, but oh, look at that. And I think the leaves are wet here because that's looking weird. I don't really like how that looks when it's glossy. I like when it's nice and kind of like this. It's more like velvety instead of glossy. Like this right here is glossy. Well, you can't really see, but I don't know why it was wet, but let's see. $145. It's really small though. $200. Let's see this one. I know I said that my budget is $200, so I can't get this one, but oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look at those velvety leaves. Oh my goodness, just zoom in on that. Wow. And we can't get this one, so that's tragedy. But this one we can get still so far. You know what I should do is filter the price to under $100, but I mean under $200, but you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I want to see. Ooh, this one is $185. It looks like it's in, oh no, those leaves are great. This is so pretty. So it's gonna be like $200. So this is the first one I was looking at, and I would take this one over this one. Like for the price difference and everything, 45 to 85. Plus I think this one has free shipping. Yeah, this one has free shipping too, so seems like the first one is still the best option. I want to keep in mind the size of the leaves, like the maturity of the plant, but also how many leaves are on the plant. That's just what I'm looking for right now. Oh, no, not this one. Not this one. These two are like the ones, like, should I pay a little extra? This one has 4 leaves. And this one's also 4 leaves, and both of them have one coming out. Like, they highlighted it here, and you can clearly see this one right here. This one is $165. Ooh, that's closer to the price range, so we could get rid of this $185 one. $165. No. Still prefer the first one. I think I'm 100% getting this one. The only thing is this review, which all the other ones are good reviews. And it's only because, oh, except for this one. Yeah, this one is accuracy of ID also. So that's kind of sus. So is this actually a Gloriosum? it looks like a Gloriosum and I'm gonna buy it. Hopefully I'm not getting gypped because that would be a tragedy. This is a Gloriosum, right? Let's compare it to other. This is not a good sign to be like pondering so much. This looks like a Gloriosum. Like, what else could it be? It's always a risk to buy from a seller for the first time. Always look at the reviews. This one had scale bugs. Oh, I'm a little bit suspicious now. Suspicious. Maybe that's why the price is so good compared to the other plants I've seen. But I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. We're gonna be back here in a few seconds with an unboxing to see if it was a good decision to purchase this plant or not. Okay, so we're here with the package, which has been in the mail for 4 days, but it had a 2-day label on it, so I'm a little bit worried about it. Also because the box does look like it's been a little bit smushed, but we're gonna open it now, and I'm so excited. Another thing is that I have a feeling this was shipped bare root. So I've never seen this before. It's like a car, a car windshield. What is the base? Okay, this is the base. Seen a little bit of yellow. So this is how it was like attached. You can see that this goes through the box. So I'm gonna have to cut that. And then here's the foil. Here's the plant, the base of the plant, which makes me a little bit nervous. So here we go, cutting gingerly. This is like a sandwich bag. It's like a wire type of thing that we need to free this plant from. And I need to pot this, so I'm gonna have to get a pot. I snipped those off and it's gonna be able to be pulled out now. Okay, I don't know how to take this off. let me lay it back down. Here it is. If you're seeing this leaf like I'm seeing, it's a little bit troublesome. And it's kind of making me nervous how damp this moss is. Roots are definitely always the most important. Well, not really, but they're kind of the most important part. Please be okay, little roots. Okay, yeah, there's definitely rot, but there's also some healthy roots, and I'm about to make a mess right now, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna free the leaves now. It's time. The leaves look so good though. Oh! Look at them! Oh my gosh. Okay, but these roots are not looking great at all. Yeah, these roots are looking pretty awful, if that's a word that I want to use. I think I'm just gonna cut off rotted roots and then put it in soil. Yeah, we're gonna put this aside. But look how pretty the leaf is. Wow. I don't want to be touching the roots a lot too because this poor little plant, it was in the mail for 4 days. That is so long. And then I think this is more one whole plant right here. It does have some new growth coming out. Like this is like a good plant if the roots weren't rotting, and I'm gonna have to say that is because it was in the mail for so long, which I don't think is anyone's fault. Yeah, these are the roots on this one. Yeah, not looking too good. I think the other one looks better than this one. But look at the leaves. Oh my god, I love these leaves. Now, before I even start dealing with the root situation, I'm gonna make the soil. So this is the soil mix that I recently made, and I'm gonna add in a lot more amendments. This plant is gonna want a very chunky mixture. So I'm gonna add in some more charcoal, some orchid bark, and a whole lot of pumice. I'm just eyeing everything. Like however this mix looks and feels, like if it feels like it's gonna be really well draining, then that's when I'm gonna stop adding amendments. So you can already see that this looks a lot chunkier. Probably gonna add some more orchid bark. And I think this is pretty good for the mix. Voila. And now we're gonna deal with the roots of the plant. As you can see, everything is rinsed off, and I think you could probably see the roots better like this. Gives you a full view, nice white background. So this is pretty much where the bulk of the damage is. It doesn't look as bad as before I rinsed it. The reason you want to rinse it off is so you can see the color of the roots. Dark roots usually are rotted ones, but you also want to take into account how it feels. So for example, this root right here, you can tell that it's rotted because this is the root sheath and it's coming off, so we're gonna have to cut that away. Make sure you disinfect your shears. I literally just used a disinfectant wipe on this because that's what I had, but usually I'll pour alcohol on here, like just clean it up a little bit, get rid of any germs that might be there. If I learned anything from dealing with root rotted plants, it's that you want to cut above the rot, kind of more than you would want to. The rot ends like around right here, so I'm gonna go above that. And I really don't want to. I'm really forcing myself to do this. Okay, so there we go. We got one rotted root off, and now we have a ton more to go. This one isn't too bad, probably because you can see that the rest of the root was longer and the other rotted part came off because a bunch of roots were still in there in the sphagnum moss. So we're gonna cut above that to prevent rot from spreading. And also a good sign to tell that you cut off all the rot is when the cut is white. If you don't cut enough off, then it's still gonna be brown there. Right here, this is the same story as the other one we just cut. So I'm gonna cut above that rot, that one. And I'm just gonna continue doing this for the whole plant. So that's gonna be all the roots that I'm cutting off. You can see that some of them still don't look the best, but I'm really nervous of cutting off more, so I'm gonna come back to this after I cut roots from the other plant. And yeah, there's a lot of roots missing. Here's the second plant, and at first glance I thought this one was doing better than the other one, but it seems like the other one is doing much better than this one. I'm gonna go to town on this one and try to get this done quickly because there's a lot of roots to snip. These are the roots that we're left with, and I'm not really happy about these roots. There's only like 2 roots on here that I feel like are okay, and these ones I should probably be cutting off, but I don't know, like I keep saying, cutting off too many roots makes me really nervous for the plants. You can see the pile of roots that I cut off from this one. It was pretty much like all the roots were cut. I'm really worried about this one, especially since it's coming out with a new leaf. They need a lot of energy to put out new leaves. So here's the first one, which you can see looks so much better than the other one now that we're looking at it again. That's all I'm cutting off of this one. This one has a good amount of roots. I'm a lot less worried about this one than the other one. But I'm gonna rinse both of these plants off and then we're gonna spray some hydrogen peroxide. I rinsed this off so all of the roots that didn't come off but were meant to should have come off by now. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray everything with hydrogen peroxide so that it could kill remaining root rot that's on here, because I know there's definitely still rotted roots on here. So I'm gonna let that one hang and dry and spray this one. So I'm just gonna let these sit here and dry and then we can go ahead and pot them. But it's not really looking too good. Especially this one. This one's looking awful. Like all these roots right here still look dead. So, well, I have my little plants drying here. Normally I would do this in the sink. They are drying off and you can actually hear it like making a crackling sound. Like if you ever put on hydrogen peroxide on like an open wound and it kind of makes that bubbling sound. It's making that sound right now too. I always tell myself that's the sound it makes when it's working. And then once it dries off, then I can pot it. It's gonna time to pot this little baby up. I have this size pot, which actually might be too small. So I got a bigger pot. The other one is too small, just one size up. And I'm gonna put this orchid bark at the bottom because the drainage hole is kind of big and I don't want a bunch of soil falling out, so I'm gonna put that at the bottom. Start filling it up. So I have placed it in, trying to balance out where it goes, and again I'm not really focused on the foliage, how the foliage looks. It'll sort itself out, but I just need to get these roots tucked in. All right, here's how it looks all potted up. It looks so good. I'm so excited. It's really beautiful on top, but then when you look at the roots, it's a struggling plant. Oh, but it's so pretty. Look at these leaves. Oh, it's amazing. If only it wasn't dying underneath. What I'm gonna do is I have a heating mat which my struggling plants are on, so they're gonna have to make room for this guy. It's in a south facing window, so it's gonna get a lot of sunlight, not direct sunlight though, and the heating mat will hopefully help it grow its roots. And it's also gonna be next to a humidifier, so it's definitely gonna be babied. But I'll definitely have update videos on this, and when I update it, I'll put it in a little playlist so you can watch the growth of this poor little guy, this poor suffering little baby. This leaf for sure is falling off. I already ripped it on accident, but it was already going. So if you enjoyed the video, you can give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for those updated videos on this plant, and thank you for watching. Yeah, okay, Happy New Year's. Bye.